Okay. Welcome to What's Niggling Me. I was supposed to do an episode with my brother. I think he's sleeping. I was gonna tell him about the clean break and some of the players involved. But I am just going to go through some of the shit that I've saved in the past few days. We'll go with this one because it made me laugh. Because I've been it was going to be funny to show my brother. Because I've been telling him, like, been looking at these words and these certain terms for the words. And, like, when I just hear anti-Semitic thrown out there. And I'm like, I'm curious, how long does it take for a person to evolve and change? Does it take a couple thousand years? I imagine a couple thousand years ago, if you lived in the Middle East, your skin was tanned at least. You had a darker complexion. And then if you made your way across Europe, or you maybe landed in Russia, does that make your skin white? How long does it take to make your skin white? Still trying to understand how African people became Chinese. Still really trying to understand that. How long does it take? In 2,000 years, can Middle Eastern people turn white? Curious. Because when I look at Benjamin Netanyahu, he doesn't look like a Middle Eastern to me. But apparently, according to his family, 2,000 years ago, his family had brown skin. I don't know. So when I hear this, it makes me laugh.
Will be blown. You're going to be blindsided. Every single Israeli prime minister has a fake name. Did you know that? I was just talking about Ben Gurion. Do you know what his original name is? It's Gruen. Gruen. He changed it to make it sound more Jewish and sound more Middle Eastern. Do you know what Netanyahu's real name is? It's not Netanyahu, it's Milkovsky. I swear to God, go and look it up. You'll find Milkovsky. That's his real name. Remember what Israelis are. Israelis are European Jews. They don't come from Palestine, but they want you to make you believe. They want to make believe and make you believe that they come from this area, that they are indigenous to the land, that they're so Jewish, right? Even though they have no connection. So they changed the names. Here's another one. Moshe Sharat. His name is Chertok originally. You've got Levi Eshkol. Eshkol was Shklonik. So he changed it from Shklonik to Eshkol. Then you have Yigal Alon. His original name, Peikovitz. Golda Meir, Israel's first female prime minister. Her real name is not Golda Meir. It's Mabovich. Mabovich.
See, there were Jewish people living in Palestine for thousands of years with the Arab people. And then a bunch of these white European people came in and made Israel. That's what the facts look like to me. Does Ivanka Trump get to say that's my land in the Middle East because she converted to Judaism? I think it seems to me like all those white European people converted to Judaism eventually, and now claim that God gave them that land in the Middle East. So they went and colonized Palestine. Because that's what they are, right? The Israeli people are colonizers. By definition, right? I believe I read the definition of Zionism not that long ago. But, Zionism is an ethnocultural nationalist movement that emerged in Europe in the late 19th century that aimed to establish a national home for the Jewish people, pursued through the colonization of Palestine. Now, what if that said, aim to establish a national home for the German people, pursued through the colonization of Israel? What if it said that? It sounds a lot like the white people going to South Africa from the Netherlands, a lot of them from the Netherlands, the Belgians, all those colonizers. Sounds like the Jewish people are colonizers in the Middle East. And for some reason, that's okay. Is it possibly because there's a lot of Jewish billionaires around the world with a lot of control? Is that the only reason that the Israelis get to be colonizers while the rest of the world decided that's a thing of the past? Colonization is a thing of the past except for Israel. They're the only country that they're the only people that get to colonize. And that's why I wanted to tell my brother about the clean break. Because the clean break is a proposal, just like the proposal Operation Mongoose to find justification to invade Cuba that JFK didn't want. Blowing up a ship, blowing up a plane, doing things like that, and blaming it on Cuba in order to go in there. Maybe like firebombing a bunch of cars and saying that Hamas torched all these cars and burnt these people to skeleton. Like, I seen videos where there were people, those concert goers in those cars, were burned to skeleton. The remains were skeleton. And I watched those Hamas GoPros. They didn't have any weapon that could have burned somebody to a skeleton. They could have blown people apart with the grenades they had. But I saw people torched in a car to skeleton. That only comes from missiles, and those guys don't have helicopters like that. They don't have attack helicopters like the Israelis do that have missiles that could do that to cars. Maybe a justification to go and destroy Gaza. Maybe 9/11 was a justification to go and destroy Saddam Hussein, like it says in the clean break. Minus, doesn't say let's let 9/11 happen, but it says we need to go get Saddam Hussein in Syria. And that's what they did 5 years later, after that proposal. Peace through strength. The neocon way. Peace through strength. Maybe that's what my title will be. Peace through strength. Let me show you this other fucking loser, what he said in a second. I don't like Trump's foreign policy, letting these Zionists destroy the Middle East, blowing up people in Yemen. So many innocent lives in the Middle East. Millions of innocent lives have been taken because Zionists and the Western countries don't care about brown and black people. They don't. Kanye West is right. Those type of people do not care about brown and black people. They care about money and power. You are a casualty of war. What was I gonna look up here? Oh yeah, this other fucking loser, Doug Ford. This fucking loser, I as a Canadian do not support the views of my government. They're dumb as fuck. This guy I'm about to show you, who knows the last time he's been able to look down and see his dick.
But I can assure you one thing, we're going to make sure that we inflict as much pain as possible to the American people without inflicting pain on the Canadian population. And
that guy's a piece of fucking garbage. Doug Ford is a piece of fucking garbage. That guy's a fucking loser, okay? That guy made millions and millions and millions of dollars during COVID off his label company, all those dumb fucking arrows in grocery stores and shit, all through his Chicago, I believe it's Chicago company. No, I'm gonna put that in my notes. This guy's running his fucking mouth. And his company is in the United States, not Canada. Deco labels in, I think, Chicago. But I gotta look. Maybe it's in Illinois. I don't know. But I'll look it up after, and then I'll tweet it as dumbass. I think that point of view is dumb as fuck. I don't support the policies my fucking government fucking puts forth. No minimal age for trans, for putting your kids on hormones and getting their tits cut off. We have no minimum age in Canada. That's the type of policies we have. Dumb as fuck. Our plan to have 100 million fucking people in this country while we're at 40. And what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it, we're just gonna have tons of immigrants come here. That's the plan. The plan here is to just have tons of immigrants come here and give them citizenship. That's Canada's plan. We're gonna increase the population by just having immigrants come here, not work on the cost of living so that Canadian people can have families. That's not the goal. Nobody's complaining about China that has tariffs just like in the United States. I don't know why nobody's like Xi Jinping. It's only Trump, Elon. It's because you are an uninformed person with minimal knowledge and you're just repeating what you fucking see. A parrot, a sheep, a follower. Every person that I see, Trump and Elon, is the reason for all the problems. I know you are a follower and you can't critically think and learn things for yourselves. It's very apparent. Just parroting other people's talking points. It'd be interesting if you formed your own opinions. I really wanted my brother to show my brother about the clean break. because the United States is going after the Houthis. Just fucking dumb. Saudi Arabia and Israel, they're getting what they want. It's gross. That foreign policy in the Middle East, it's disturbing. Not caring about lives. Willing to just murder innocent people. What do we got here? A lot of JFK stuff. It's a mystery I'll never get solved. Right? It's been too long, they've gotten rid of too much stuff. It's a mystery I'll never get solved. And I won't get the Epstein one solved, but I'm working on a computer. I've been looking at one, and I'm gonna get a computer so that I can be here. I have TV right here, and I'm gonna pull up, and we're gonna go through tons of people I find interesting. I love biographies, and we're gonna dig into some people's lives. The Bronfmans, we're gonna dig into their lives. I believe that Kanye was talking about the Bronfmans when he first was talking about the Jewish people fucking him over. I believe that Bronfman family was possibly one of the ones he was talking about. They got their fingers in all types of fucking avenues, not just Seagrams. That Warner Music. The Bronfmans were funding Justin Trudeau. Stephen Bronfman, maybe that's the one. There's a lot of them. We're gonna go through them. Edgar Bronfman, Les Wexner created the Mega Group. They call it the Study Group now. Originally the Mega Group. That influence all over the world is huge. Epstein. I got Epstein's Black Book, and I'll pull these people up. Epstein's got like over 1,900 names in this book. Summer hotels and airlines and stuff. And I'll pull them up. The world, the majority of people do not understand how much power Jeffrey Epstein had. He has contacts. Some people, he could have like so many numbers, so many different numbers. And I'm sure all of these numbers are defunct now. I'm sure they're all defunct. Maybe I'll try and call some. Maybe I'll try and call some of these contact numbers for fun. They might be long distance, so I'll see if any are free. But I'll try and call them. There's tons of addresses. There's some emails. Melania Trump has an AOL email on there. They have addresses of where these people were living and stuff. I'll pull some of the houses up or in condos and stuff like that. These people were living in, like some of these contacts, these people had gigantic motherfucking houses. All over the world. UK, France, the States, a lot of New York ones. In Trump Tower. There was one, I don't know if it was, I forget who it was for. But I'll be pulling up tons of people. Everyone blames Trump and Elon when Peter Thiel has way more control. Peter Thiel has so much control. Nobody fucking is talking, like, that's not on the fucking news. They're just blasting Trump and Elon. Like, yo, look, check the fucking control Peter Thiel and eventually JD Vance is gonna have. JD Vance is coming for that number one spot. That's Peter Thiel's plan. Getting JD Vance at that number one spot. And I am not opposed to JD Vance, but I'm opposed to Peter Thiel. What's going on? Let's see this dumb thing. And I have to separate the art from the artist a lot. The older I get, Dominik Hasek. When I was growing up, probably my favorite goalie. Still, maybe, possibly my favorite goalie ever. And this is dumb. Dominik Hasek, it is through this letter that I would like to ask you to realize that if you clap and applaud when Gretzky's record is equaled or broken, then you know you are applauding not only the breaking of a given historical milestone, but also the most horrific Russian crimes in which many hundreds of thousands, or rather more than 1 million people were killed and maimed. Like Alexander Ovechkin has anything to do with the Russian-Ukraine war. What does Alexander Ovechkin have to do with the Russian-Ukraine war? And if you celebrate him, that's like cheering Russia in the war. I believe before, say, 1990, they might think you're retarded. That's what they would say. We think he might be retarded. That's what they would have said about Dominik Hasek saying something like that before probably like 1990. Maybe he got hit in his head a bunch when he was in the NHL. I don't know. I think that point of view, I think condemning the entire population of a country because of the government is stupid. It's hard for me to even think I could have a conversation with somebody with that simple thinking. We hate all the people in North Korea because they have a dictator? That's retarded. It's so hard for me to try and put myself in that person's shoes that has that type of thinking. Dominik Hasek, dumb. Sorry, man. Loved you as a goalie. I think you're absolutely dumb with that point. Because what? Stalin and Hitler fucked your country up 80 years ago? 80 plus? In 2025, like, come on, bruh. This woman, LaTarsha Brown, has been charged after police determined she fabricated a noose incident in her city hall office. January 10th, Allentown City Hall. She said there was a noose on her desk. And then DNA and surveillance determined nobody else is there. She's a liar. Just like Juicy Smollett need attention so bad and virtue signal so bad that they plant a noose. False flag, so you could hate MAGA people. That's what that is, that type of shit. Like, you have nothing better to do? What a gross human. Like, you're a gross human if your brain works like that. Just like the woman that set Trevor Bauer up, you're a gross human when you have that type of mindset that I'm gonna blackmail and set people up. What, to feel better about yourself? Be in the news? Like, you're a fucking loser if you have that type of mindset. And there's a lot of them. Go through that. Like, you're wasting your time and energy in this world to do that. Scum. People are scum. Laptops. Got this one thing here I'm gonna save till hopefully tomorrow morning can tell my brother about the clean break. And this picture I have here, oof, Danielle Smith, man, I have a hard time with her. Her foreign policy views are real tough for me. I like her Canadian policies and views for the most part. But I hate her Jewish and Ukrainian allegiance. I hate it. I hate it. Apparently she's going to be on Patrick Bet-David's podcast. That's where I seen Maxime Bernier. I hope he brings him up to her, even though I know she's going to be pushing Pierre. And people are telling me, since I've been talking about Maxime, people are telling me, gotta vote Pierre, right? Because if Carney gets in, it'll be a disaster. I'll be looking to move out of the country eventually because I see how fast this country's going downhill. Because this loser over here, this other screenshot I got, Mark Carty says the era of close ties with USA over, and then is over. And then I saw Trump say he had a great call or something. I don't trust it. I don't trust Mark Carney at all whatsoever. No. Antonio Brown, funny ass comment. He said if the WNBA disappeared today, no one would notice. And I think that's funny. Whatever about the WNBA. I see good girls at basketball, but it's just not the NBA. And Angel Reese is not good at basketball. She's a tall girl who plays like the kids when kids are in sports leagues like soccer or basketball or whatever. They just run in a huddle all around the ball type of deal. And just throw the fucking ball up. That's what Angel Reese does. She just fucking throws it up. It's brutal to watch. Oh, shout out to Ellie Halsman. She's a real one. This girl's 6'3", dating a 5'5" guy. Props. What else am I seeing? medically assisted deaths could save millions in healthcare spending. That's how we plan to cut fucking costs, eh? We just fucking euthanize people. Like they're fucking dogs. Or stray cats. Can't believe my brother's sleeping. I don't know if anybody said it, and you'd have to watch, I don't know, kind of far into this. I don't know how long, maybe 20 minutes or something I've been talking. And you'd have to look. And I don't know if anybody said this. Now, some people are going to think it's probably not nice. But you can't deny it if you actually go and look it up. If you look it up and you deny it, you're lying. Mark Carney's kid looks exactly like Beans from Even Stevens. People might hate me for saying it. Tell me it's not true. That in the face, they don't look the same. And a little Greta Thunberg, but more Beans. A reminder that Albert Einstein was opposed to Israel colonizing Palestine, and he knew what was going to happen. Let's see what else I got going on here. Gonna get laptop. I need to have USBs though, so I can have external hard drives. I'd love to get a Mac, which would make everything easier for me to transfer. But I need to have USBs so I can have external hard drives. It's my big issue. I refuse to put stuff on the cloud. I refuse to put stuff on there. Buy any of that fucking storage space. Refuse to put stuff on the cloud. I see 23andMe is going to do what I thought they were going to do, and I already know Ancestry and these other ones. I'm happy I got to know more, but I regret that years ago, before I realized I did the Ancestry thing. And yeah, it's awesome to know, but I got to learn a lot of stuff. I got to see a bunch of pictures of old family and different family from around the world. Pretty cool. But I believe my DNA will be sold, just like that 23andMe DNA. Anybody who ever did 23andMe, their DNA will now be sold. And just a random hypothesis that something this could possibly happen, that they can make specific things for you, for everyone's specific DNA, if they want. So who buys your DNA will be interesting if you can actually find the company that it goes to. Because we know it'll be a company of another company, and who knows. Gout, he's killing it. Massive earthquake in Myanmar, which looked weird as fuck. Pretty crazy though. IShowSpeed is I don't even know. Learning Kung Fu in China. Snow White tanked. Good. Gal Gadot's hot, but I do not share her Zionist views.
seen a picture of the class of 99 at Columbine High School, and a bunch of them are have their hands like a gun, like holding guns. Is that AI rendering? Who knows? But I watched a lot of that stuff over the years, and those guys were pretty crazy. Those guys are pretty crazy, what they did. We watched the movie in high school. Didn't really... We watched the movie in high school. I don't know what kind of impact that had on anybody, to be honest. But when I eventually did my own research and stuff, it was pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. These guys planned this for a long time. It's a pretty crazy thing to do. Pretty crazy. 6 people died after a tourist submarine sank off the coast of the Red Sea resort in Egypt. I was telling my brother I would never do that. As amazing, cool as it could be, couldn't do it. I'm not taking that type of risk. Jasmine Crockett, she's fucking a fake, a phony, a privileged private school girl playing pretend to act like she's a boss and gonna try and run for a higher position, even maybe the White House, and she'll get exposed pretty bad, so not rooting for her because she's a phony. She's not real. Pandas. A conspiracy that I believe in is pandas are not natural and they're genetically made, because there's no way those things ever survived in the wild to make it to finally getting captured and keeping the species alive. Those things can't be in the wild. They'll die. They'll get killed. They're too stupid to be in the wild. They're the only bear. Well, maybe they're not, but because there's probably a lot of offshoots of bears that we don't know about, or the common people don't know about without researching. They're clumsy as fuck. They fall all the time. They have a stick of bamboo, they could get mauled because it shuts their brain down or something, and they're just chewers. And I believe there's no way that pandas are natural evolution. Prove it. I guess I can keep this short. Maybe. I don't even know how long it's been, but I know my brother's got to be awake tomorrow for the clean break. I fucking hate what's going on in the Middle East. Why are we killing more people and more people? Why no? Why? Why are we letting this happen? Fuck, does it piss me off? Killing innocent life. Ukraine, Russia, fucking dumb. Stop killing people. These could be next great, bright minds. Just murdering people. People have families. It's so fucking stupid. Okay. Deuces.